Yo, what is up? Welcome to Ninja Geek Games. Now, after some great titles such as Five Tribes from Bruno Cathala and Japer from Sebastian Poschel, they have teamed up to bring us this little treat, Sobek 2-player, that was kindly provided by Hachette Board Games UK. Set beneath the construction of a temple dedicated to Sobek, a huge market has arrived that is being supplied by pirogues from the River Nile. In this game, you represent a wealthy merchant who must take advantage of this and therefore outwit your opponent in acquiring and selling your wares, as well as gaining favour with the mighty Sobek. You'll need to carefully select goods from the market, sell at just the right time, and make sure you make use of the weird and wonderful characters that you come across. At the end of the game, the winner is the player with the most victory points gained from selling your goods and income, but if you become too greedy at the market, you'll gain corruption and bring the watchful eye of Sobek down on you for the wrong reasons. So be warned. Let's take a look. The game board represents the market that is filled with various luxury goods such as ivory and marble, as well as wheat and smelly fish, to name a few. Every now and then character tiles will make an appearance, but are placed face down so you're never sure which character the tile represents. The game starts with a market stacked full of tiles, and there is an area along one edge where the pirogues sit that grant powerful bonuses after selling your goods. During the game, players take alternating turns, taking just one of 3 actions that include taking a tile from the market by moving and placing a special ankh pawn, selling a set of goods you own, and using the special ability of the character tiles. This continues until one player is unable to carry out any valid action, where players then enter the endgame and score victory points. When taking a tile from the market, it's not just a simple trolley dash, but a finely tuned mechanic of greed over need. On the very first turn of the game, the starting player must place the ankh on any of the 4 centre tiles in the market as their first action. Now, whenever you place the ankh in the market, you get to take the tile beneath, but you must first orientate the ankh by lining up its arms with the direction marks on that tile. This then dictates the direction the ankh can be moved later. In future turns, any time a player chooses to take a tile from the market action, they can choose any tile on the same row, column or diagonal that the ankh arms are orientated towards. So, in this instance, I could select any tile along this direction. If the ankh was orientated differently, then I could only select tiles along this line. After deciding which tile you want, simply take the ankh, place it on that tile and orientate, then place the tile face down in your play area. Simple, right? Not quite. Any tiles you moved over to get to your desired tiles are also removed from the market, but these are placed on your corruption board that can result in your opponent gaining a few sneaky victory points at the end of the game, so choose wisely. There are also a few other things to note. Firstly, if you take a character tile from the market, you can then orientate the ankh in any direction that you wish. Also, if you take a tile with a Devon token, you can instead discard the tile and randomly take one of the differently valued coins from the purse that are worth victory points at the end of the game. At times, you may be unable to collect a tile in the line the ankh is orientated towards because the greedy little merchants are hoarding them all. In this instance, the market is refilled with the set aside tiles. Now, what's the point of taking tiles from the market? Well, it's to sell them and make a huge profit. As another action, you can decide to reveal at least 3 tiles of the same type where you lay them out in front of you, proudly showing off your wares to your opponent. Here, character tiles can also be included to represent a goods type if they share the same icon as the tiles you are selling. And if you are lucky enough to own any Sobek statue tiles, they can be used for any goods type. What's more, if you sell a set of tiles of the same type you've sold in a previous turn, you get to align them to expand that set. And why is this important, I hear you ask? Well, for endgame scoring, each tile in a set is worth 1 victory point, just 1 measly victory point. But when scoring tile sets, you multiply the number of tiles by the total number of scarab icons present on all tiles in that set. Also, when selling a tile set, you then get to take all the remaining pro tokens, look at their backs and use the special ability of 1. These grant some really cool abilities like removing tiles from your corruption board, gaining endgame victory points or taking a free turn. During the game, you can also use the abilities of the characters you have gained instead of using them during the sell action. Each of the character types provides a different benefit, like the thief, who steals tiles from the other player, the queen, who allows you to take tiles from the set-aside stack, or the merchant, that allows you to take any tile in the market without moving the ankh. Once a player is unable to carry out any action, the game ends and victory points are scored. You'll need to ensure you keep an eye on this, as if you still have sets of at least 3 tiles that could be sold, they're removed from the game. Also, any remaining tiles in hand are then added to your corruption tile, where the player with the least corruption gains additional Devon for endgame scoring, where the game comes with a little scoreboard and markers to track the victory points. The game is light, extremely fun and very simple to learn. It combines a little push your luck of when to sell with some tactical insight like having knowledge of all the pro tokens before your opponent, or whether to use the character for their ability or the goods icon. The game is wonderfully simple and I really enjoy the ant movement mechanic. However, I'm not able to compare this to original Sobek because I've not played it. If you like your 2-player games centred on luck with a little bit of mischievous behaviour, then I think you'll enjoy this. This is Ninja Geek Games. Cheers.